Taylor Swift is a singer, right? You've seen her. You've seen the Taylor Swift. She's like probably the most famous woman in the world right now. Don't know why. It was widely agreed upon she was like a mediocre musician, and then she started saying all the right things, and then corporate media went from attacking her, which they used to do all the time. By the way, go look up, just in case you don't believe me, you can Google... one, it might have been Deadspin or Gawker. It was one of those types of publications. But what they used to do is they used to isolate her vocal tracks. They used to isolate her vocal tracks so they could show how bad a singer she was. And then somewhere along the line, she became like an unimpeachable girl boss. But anyway, that's how that used to go. But anyway, Taylor Swift's a famous singer. And she started dating Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs, who, fuck the Chiefs, right? What's happened is Taylor Swift has been in a bunch of headlines all at once. So the first thing is she is suing AI companies. And here's why. You used to be able to go on, Dali, or however you say it, and Dali, I guess it's pronounced like Salvador Dali. You used to be able to go on these programs and all, and the Microsoft one and all that stuff, and you could put in anything, and it would make it for you. It would do an AI rendering of whatever it was. And eventually people started doing really inappropriate things, like they would make really, dark humor, fake movie posters in the style of Pixar. That would be one. I've got them all. They're horrendous. They're like not Twitch appropriate. Although I have always wanted to do a stream of just me and Sam looking at them to see which one is the worst one. But they're all really, really bad. Just for an example, there was one just called Jar, and it is just the one guy, one jar dude, just his cartoon. Like animated feet either side of the, and you're just like, oh my God. So anyway, people were going buck wild with AI is the fucking long and the short of it. And one of the common things was Taylor Swift porn. And some of it was genuine porn, like they were making it to be erotic, and some of it was ludicrous porn. I have seen Taylor Swift being bent over the kitchen table by Kermit the Frog. It's out there, and it's ridiculous. It's not real. It's not erotic. It's just there on Twitter one day. You just wake up and you see it. So anyway, apparently some people have made actual deepfake porn of her, and apparently it's very convincing and all that stuff. And so anyway, she is suing the AI companies for doing that. And it gets us into this whole area of, what the fuck are we going to do with AI? What is a deepfake over an AI rendering? What is protected artistic freedom? What is satire? The Kermit the Frog thing. Oscar the Grouch was another one. She was having sex with him in a trash can that I saw. And again, I'm not seeking these things out. I do want to stress that, just in case the Swifties come to get me. People are posting these things in public. You're just scrolling your timeline. Twitter's like a fucking nightmare now. Like, it's never been worse for just like, oh, that's an interesting bit of news. Oh, God, World War III's coming. And oh, my, me. There's also this new trend as well that's happening. Like, please, Elon, get a fucking handle on it. There's this new thing that happens. Whenever I tweet, someone will reply with like, pussy in bio or ass in bio, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, like, who are these people? What are these bot accounts? Like, stop doing this. So it's just so ridiculous. But anyway, so it's a mess right now, and this is why I'm seeing these things. But anyway, Taylor Swift is going to fucking sue all of these companies, and the government is sort of very anti-AI right now, the American government, because they see it as another vector for the dreaded disinformation. And it's been in the news lately because apparently some Trump group did like a fucking really shit voice AI of Biden, like those ones where they're playing video games, by the way. It was on that level. It was going, guys, you don't need to vote in the next election. It's malarkey, I told you. You're like, fucking hell, like, beam me up. So anyway, it's been in the news, and the American government are on top of it, and Taylor Swift's going to be pushing it, right, as well. She's at the forefront. And listen, I might have a boomer anachronistic thought process on this. I'm willing to accept I could be wrong here, but my gut opinion is, how is this any different to when there were literal websites that used to market celebrity porn, but they would say like, oh, we're fake. we're fake. We just take the celebrity you like, we take their head and we Photoshop it, airbrush out the lines, and we put it on porn actresses, porn models. And people used to fucking subscribe to that. And I don't remember, at the turn of the century when those things were big and popular, sort of in the kind of early era of the internet. I don't really remember anybody saying, wow, like somebody should sue these and take these down. Everyone just went, well, they're fake. So I don't know what the difference is, and I could be totally wrong. Maybe there is a difference, and maybe it is like they're saying, it's violation. I don't know how I would feel. Someone must have made a deep fake porn of me. I imagine it's happened. I can't imagine it hasn't. I mean, I've been sent some pretty gnarly propositions in my time, and I don't know. I don't know how I'd react to seeing it, especially if like people were then showing it to my mother or something. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I really don't know how I'd react to it. I'm not just saying that for the purposes of argument. But anyway, so she's been in the news for that, and then she's also been in the news over TikTok, which again, the American government is beefing over TikTok right now. They've been having these ridiculous show trials where one of the most like ridiculous performative things that I've seen happen in these show trials, outside of the screeching over the Twitter files which happened, which was just like, oh yeah, this is modern McCarthyism. This is wicked. They're doing all the social media groups. So two things happened the other day. And again, maybe I'll do a video on this because it is farcical. The first thing is, obviously, social media is bad for you. Who's been saying that since the start of social media? Oh yeah, me. It was obvious that you shouldn't let kids on these things. They should be 18 plus. They should be regulated. It brings bullying into your home. It creates a permanent anchoring to impossible body standards. It gives you feelings of inferiority. It reduces your attention span. All this stuff. Yeah, it's bad, and kids shouldn't be around it. Make all these platforms 18 plus. That's a fucking baseline area you start. I don't give a fuck. I'm immovable on that one. But anyway, TikTok have been there, and so Facebook, Zuckerberg, he's not TikTok, but they had him there, and he was saying, we don't believe that these things are bad for kids, which was complete bullshit. And then at some point, he was made to stand up and apologize to families that they brought in who had teenagers who'd committed suicide. And they made him stand up, turn around, and apologize. And he, obviously, he did it. And it's like, oh my God, this is fucking ridiculous. Then the other thing that happened was they interviewed a Singaporean executive, and I think it was Tom Cotton, a senator. And Tom Cotton was going, are you in the CCP? Are you in the Chinese government? And he's going, sir, I'm Singaporean. This happened. Like, I'm fucking what? It's like a Bobby Lee joke. I can't fucking handle it. And he's going, no, but I'm Singaporean. And he goes, did I stutter? I asked you, are you in the Chinese Communist Party? Like, are you sure you're not Chinese? I was like, how is any of this happening? So anyway, Taylor Swift took her music off TikTok, and loads of videos have been muted, and all the Swifties are crying, and they don't know what's happening, and it's a dark time for the Swifties. That's the other thing. And then, of course, the other thing, and the way Taylor Swift has sort of intersected into my life and had a negative impact is the football. She's dating Travis Kelce, tight end at the Kansas City Chiefs. And ever since they've been dating, all you ever see is her. Kansas City Chiefs have looked mortal all this season. They should have been took to the clean. I got fucking rinsed. I bet big on the Ravens. I got rinsed. I'm fucking fuming. And anyway, they just keep getting away with it somehow, whether it's, the great coach in Andy Reid or the brilliance of Mahomes or, individual plays. They've just basically got away with it all this season. And they've got away with it all the way to a Super Bowl. And what this has meant is every single Kansas City Chiefs game, which is now every game, it's every time they fucking move the chains, you have now a shot of Taylor Swift dancing in the VIP booth, really laying it on thick, kind of cringe in a way. And that's all you see, and that's all you talk about. Well, obviously, the girlfriend there of Travis Kelce. It's 50 times you've mentioned it now. Like, can we talk about fucking football? Please. Please. Please, I don't want to hear Tony Romo say, hey, maybe I feel like dancing myself, and it's great to see. It's great to see. Fuck off. You're Tony Romo, for fuck's... Anyway. So that's all that's happening, right, at these games. And listen, I find it ironic that fucking Taylor Swift is complaining about, images of her being, fake images of her being used without her consent, because she's in my football games without my fucking consent. And I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Anyway, they're in the Super Bowl, and there was some really bad calls in the game, some really bad officiating. There was a taunt call. There was, like, a blatant pass interference call, like, not called, like, classic NFL refereeing. So, anyway, guess what the Rightoids are up to today? It's the stupidest conspiracy theory I've ever seen. They've taken the totality of that evidence, which is pure conjecture, right, and nothing more, just a series of events, and they have constructed a narrative that actually Travis Kelce, because he advertised vaccines, and in 2018 Taylor Swift endorsed Democrats in the midterms, their entire relationship is fake. The entire apparatus of the NFL have rigged it so the Kansas City Chiefs get to the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. Taylor Swift's going to come dancing out of the VIP booth, meet her fake boyfriend on the field, and then she's going to endorse Joe Biden. And this is part of a wider plot to get Joe Biden to win the 2024 election. It's real. They really believe this. Vivek's been tweeting about, I've got a soft spot for Vivek, but mate, they really believe this. And here's the thing. The CNN, MSNBC, all the mainstream media, they noticed them saying these unfathomably stupid things. And, Benny Johnson's like that. Look, we broke the media, guys. You can tell it's not a psyop. Look, they're all saying it's not a psyop, so it totally is. I'm like, no, this is the type of thing that... Okay, let me just put it to you this way. Let's say you look at Joe Biden and you see the senile, infirm old man that he is. And let's say you go to your bank account and you look at what you're spending on groceries and your mortgage and all that. Let's say you see the escalating tensions with a number of nations and the diabolical application of American foreign policy that feels like something out of the Bush years. And you go, you know what? Not this time. I didn't think I'd ever be a Trump voter, but I can't vote for Joe Biden. I just can't. I can't do it. I won't do it. And you go, all right, I'm making peace with it. And then you go on the internet and you go, I'll just see who I'll be rubbing shoulders with. It's a psyop, Taylor Swift. It's all fake. They don't even love each other. They're just doing it for fights, sir. And it's all about Joe Biden. Yeah, I'm going to cast that vote for Joe Biden, I think, now, actually. These people are so fucking addicted to losing. It's fucking embarrassing at this point. Like, it's not just like Benny Johnson, like, all right, he's an attention whore, whatever, right? It's not just Charlie Kirk with his tiny little fucking face. It's not real. I still have a chance with Swiftie. Please, Taylor. It's not just that. It's like, do you remember when, like, Steve Bannon was, like, on the mainstream news all the time in the build, prior to all the Trump insurrection stuff? And like, Steve Bannon did, like, he used to go on Bill Maher's show, and he used to do, like, Hardline and all this stuff. He was considered, like, an actual fucking, quite astute political mind. People even forgave him for what he turned Breitbart into in the mainstream media, for all their crowing about how it's a neo-Nazi publication. They platformed him time and time again. Now he just sounds like a fucking incoherent, drunk cretin. Just sat there on the war room talking in riddles and fucking boomer Facebook memes. It's like insane how broken everyone's fucking brains are. Like, it's staggering. So that's what the belly of the beast is about today. If you want an extended version of that rant and to get up to date with the great Taylor Swift Psyop, go check it out, go listen to it. It's fucking mental.